yes, it was confirmation. It was like confirmation that what I was doing was going in the right direction. But then it was also fuel because like that was okay, that was simple enough, but I need to do things that are a little more simplified, more combative based. So I think after that instance she told us about, I started to revamp. I started changing things again to kind of make it more core, more compact, more easy to use. It's kind of going into the lines of combatives at that point. That was our conversation on the attributes that can be found within the kata, and then the differences of attributes, and how yes, an attribute may not like a particular skill might not fit you because you don't have the attributes, but you can always make it work by finding some alternative that works better for you. And I think which you found out, you started and like using you as an example, you started to figure out a lot of the close quarters stuff that we were doing from Goju. When you started when we were going to parties, and then there was one time where you went to a party and there was that inebriated individual. They got close, but you didn't want to strike, so you had no choice but grapple. And see, and there was that thing, like it was a skill that you had not originally used, but because you in that situation you couldn't hit,
right?
And so you were only forced to get close and get inside, and so that's where those particular principles started to come in. It's not that you lacked the ability to do it because of physical characteristics, but the situation forced you to use that principle.
Right.
So
and that's a fantastic example. Because there are going to be times where, and for anybody who's like, watching this, who's like just now getting into the martial arts like practice, there is going to come a time where your stuff is not going to work. I'm sorry to tell you. I'm sorry, your 1,000-pound calendar block that you learned from your Hungar master back in like college, there's going to come a time where it's not going to work. I'm sorry. And the quicker you understand that, the quicker you'll get past that block that a lot of people run into, where they think that something isn't going to work for every situation, because that stereotype of martial arts where, it's supposed to work for everything. It's like, no, it's not. No.
So from the get-go, it's not
going to work. I'm sorry. There's going to come a day where that punch, that rear punch is going to work, and then there's another day where you going to try to throw it, and they're going to clock you straight between the eyes, and you're going to be sitting there laying on the ground while they're taking your shoes, wondering, man, where did I go wrong?
Or it's not going to hit clean. You're not going to get it right. So it can be a strangle, it can be a kick, it can be a punch, it can be anything. Sometimes you're going to get it. High percentage skills you can get more often because they're higher percentage, but there's going to be times where you're gonna go and it's not gonna hit right. You're gonna get this.
And that's where like, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, and you touched on something actually. That's why I was kind of jabbing in there. The idea of simplicity. The more simplistic you are with your combinations, the more simplistic with the things that you do train to be able to use for real life, the more effective and this is my opinion, the more effective it's going to be. So like you sitting there trying to, I'm going to learn this circular thing that I learned in class. No, I'm sorry. No, because that's only going to work with a compliant opponent who knows what you're going to do and knows how to bend and move with the motion to show you what that's supposed to look like in real time. For anybody who's ever been in a real fight, you ain't got time for that.
Hey Dave, you remember the old shit? You remember the old shit cover?
This?
I still, to this day, that's still my old shit cover.
I taught my brother-in-law in the Bahamas that cover because he was talking about he was dealing with people that kept like trying to mess with him in school. I'm like, oh no, just do this. It's like, learn this and you'll be able to to work with the cover and everything. We called it the damn good though. That was I didn't use the I explained it using the damn good
yeah. So because like
context, not the oh
because
shit
I
cover.
think in class I called it damn good because like I had people like and we're kind of bouncing around a little bit, but where you and this is going in lines of keeping it simplistic. If we're going for protecting your head from receiving percussive impact, the damn good or the oh shit, whichever one you want to call it, is perfect. It's damn good. See, you remember if you're like you in the mirror and you feeling yourself and you kind of slide from like from the eyebrow, you kind of slide that hand back and like, damn, I feel that's the damn good. But if you do it quick, that elbow comes up. It's a cover.
Simple cover.
And I call it the old shit because like I took this from karate because a lot of the things in karate, a lot of the openings, a lot of these openings are like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. It's like, oh, shit.
I remember when you introduced that concept when we were trading Sando one day. And for those of you who might jump on it like, oh, that's not Sando, it's karate. It's like we know Manny cross-trained. he cross-trained karate into our Sanda. So our Sanda is actually an amalgamation of a little bit of like karate principles scattered within all of the kung fu that he was
karate,
that we learned
karate in that Sanda class. And like Jack Dempsey's like power
boxing techniques. But like it's essentially driving off of the understanding of like whenever something happens suddenly, like somebody scares you or somebody reaches for you real fast, the common reflex for a lot of people is
just to get your hands up to protect your head.
To get your hands up to protect your head. So what Manny was talking about with the concept of the oh shit cover is you're literally like you're trying to keep from in a sudden situation, you're trying to keep from being hurt. So
yeah. And so that's and then like that goes back to what I made this reference from the very when I was talking about the different subgroups. I was talking about the combative sport, the combat sports, the traditional martial arts, and the combative specialists, where the combative specialist they don't have all that extra shit because like I don't have time to try to pull out that
not
extra
to die. So
I was like what do I have that's simplistic enough that I can drill thousands of times that if I need it, it's gonna come out. And it's the simple head covers, it's the simple crashing in the cut distance, it's those slaps or those the preemptive strikes, whether it's whatever strike is yours, preemptive. Right. Getting flank, hitting someone hard enough where you can get away. Right. It's like one of those.
Right.
It's not a lot, but you don't need a lot.
Right.
We practice the martial arts for the art of it.
Right.
But we need those simplistic skills that we can use if shit and fan meet. Thank you, Michael.
Wait, that's a new one?
No, Mikkel Mulder was like shit and fan meet. It's also like thank you. That was like your reference to
Oh, okay. I'm gonna use that one. I'm gonna use that one and throw it in.
Shit and fan meet.
whenever I have another conversation with somebody else about martial arts. That's good.
So yeah, so it's keeping it simple and just having just your core set of skills. And it's not something that I just picked up from Mikkel. Like I was following a lot of the UK like combative specialists when I was kind of learning about this stuff, because I was self-teaching myself when I was teaching my class. And so it was like, because since the focus was on self-defense, like what can we use that's self-defense or self-protection oriented? It can't be a lot. You don't have a time for a lot. It has to be small. Right. And so from the UK scene, from Peter Consterdine and from Geoff Thompson, I took the power slap, the double hip, which I still to this day I use the double hip and the slap. It's like it's integrated, like it's not separate at all.
Same. The same arc from
yeah. And from Geoff is the simple like boxing off the fence, the simple striking off the fence.
Mm.
And so like just those two things, right? And I've taken
Right.
those and I've kind of run with them, but the core concepts are still the same. Simple toolbox, simple strikes, hit hard.
Mm.
Never failed. Even to this day, those are still like the core concepts. Protect your head, close the distance, preempt if you have to, hit fucking hard, run after.
Run after. That was that, and that's not something that you just thought up to. You've been
No,
doing. I don't know
been...
if really, you've been doing that since you've been teaching. Like Manny was the first instructor, and this is not to shoot down an instructor. It's like obviously, like Manny was the first instructor that I ever knew, or a person that taught martial arts in any way, that literally ended every technique we did in class with running away. Like a lot
get
of,
the fuck out of there.
a lot of artists, like a lot of classes you go, especially like some commercialized schools, they get in there and they have you do like the 15 Tekken hit combination and then ending with the that's not to shoot to shoot shade at you guys, because I am that guy. Manny and them had Manny and like Manny and me and our group of friends, we had to kind of beat that out of each other because we were all that guy, you know, at a certain point. But with the classes that we were learning, like alongside Manny and our other friends in the Combined Martial Arts Club at UB, it was a lot of do your 2 to 3 movements and then run. 2 to 3 movements, run. 2 to 3 movements, run. 1 movement, run. But everything ended off with, I think we built it. We actually kind of started building it into our own personal forms in the class where you do the move and then you already were in, like, we built it to where everybody was already in running stance before the movement was done. So that means like sprinting off was like the easiest thing possible. It was like this, it was a very creative thing that we added in, but it actually helped one of our students who fended off
Katie Tam?
Katie Tam, man. Shout out to Katie Tam, wherever you are, Katie Tam. Thank you very much for testing out what we showed you in class and making sure that it worked.
Was she Jamaican Queens or something?
Yeah, she what did she tell us? It was she was going to her car and some guy came up from behind her and hit her with, I think she said it was like a blackjack or something really hard. He hit her over there. He hit her in the back of the head with something hard. And she used a technique that we actually had trained, I think, the week prior, which was a low roundhouse that takes out the knee for defensive situations.
Targeted directly to the knee.
Directly, it's like she hit this. She said she hit the guy and he buckled exactly the way that we told her like the person should buckle if you hit the right place. And she was able to sprint. She was already in running formation, the same way we trained in class. She sprinted to her car, got in, got home, and she couldn't wait to tell us the next time we got to class. Like we were sitting there, it's like Manny was beaming when she was telling the story. Like that face that you see him kind of making right now on camera. He was beaming with joy when she told us that story. But that was proof that we were heading in the right direction, or that Manny, the concepts that you were coming up with at that time were heading to the right direction.
Yeah, and it's like, but like, if we're talking about a situation, like for one, she told us about it, and I was gut wrenched because she was like, oh, you know, I got attacked. Well, hold on, but what?
Yeah.
And then she told us, and it was just like, but then it was confirmation. It was like confirmation that what I was doing was going in the right direction. But then it was also fuel, because like that was simple enough, but I need to do things that are a little more simplified, more combative based. So I think after that instance she told us about, I started to revamp. I started changing things again to kind of make it more core, more compact, more easy to use. It's kind of going into the lines of combatives at that point. But yeah, that was a nice little roll down memory lane there, man.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, the concepts haven't changed. I still teach Get the hell out of there. Get the hell out of there.
And for those of you who want to see that, make sure to check out our videos on the page where Manny is actually, you know, showing these concepts and really getting into the heart and the crux of the functionality of how they work, especially with sticking in the running away aspect.